Good morning and welcome to our live crafting session this morning. My name's Jenny McCormack and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Nearly said decorator. Oh dear, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator and I live in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire here in the UK. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining me. If you're joining me live, do say hi. It's lovely to know who's watching with me. And if you have any queries or questions as we go along, don't hesitate to pop those in the comments section. Morning Jeanette, thanks for joining us. And morning Carol, and morning to Kat as well. So today we have a new stamp set of the week, and this is also our coffee and card design. Let me show you the finished card and then I'll create that with you. So this is a new stamp set and matching punch, which is available through our online exclusives. So this is not printed in a catalogue. It's available to order while stocks last, and it's currently in stock. I checked this morning just to be on the safe side. So Stampin' Up have introduced these online exclusives as being extra items that they can add in that don't have to wait for a catalogue, but the drawback, if you like, then is that they only are available while stocks last. So this particular set is called Trucking Along. It's a 26 piece stamp set. It's got plenty in it. Morning Diane, morning Glenda. Oh, and Kat's on her bus. Well done Kat, it's pouring with rain here. So I hope you're not getting too wet where you are up in Newcastle. So yeah, 26 stamps. I've stamped them out so you can get a better look at them, but basically it features the truck, that's the main thing, and then there's lots of different things you can put into the truck. There is a punch that punches out the truck, the wheel arches, the window, and also the wheels, so you can have a 3D version of it. I've stamped them out because it's a bit easier to see than just the black and white here. So let me show you some of those. It's a very cute set. Hi Catherine. So there is an outline truck and a filled in truck. So you have a choice either to stamp the outline and colour in, or you can stamp the outline and use the infill, whichever you prefer to do. This is one where I did the, if I just turn this over here, I did the colouring in. So there are some small texts that you can put on the truck, but obviously you can't do that on a dark coloured truck unless you use some white embossing powder, for example. But that says Farm Fresh, very cute. And then you've got presents that you can put in, and then you've got presents and an infill. You've got little pots with flowers. You've got some a Christmas tree, again with an infill, or you can colour it in. You've got this bit here which goes on the back, but also could be a fence if you wanted it to be. And then we've got sunflowers and the little sunflower infill. So I know it's quite difficult for you to see. Bring those up a little bit, there we go. So that's those, and then in addition to those we've got 4 sentiments. Every day is a every day is a fresh start, special delivery, wishing you a festive Christmas, because obviously it does have a Christmas tree on it, sending you sunny thoughts for your sunflowers, and then you've got this really useful piece here for the road and also some grass, and then you've got a tree with an infill, and you've also got a cloud with an infill, and then the word Farm Fresh. Okay, so these are the cards that we're making at Coffee and Cards today and tomorrow, and I've matched this with the gingham papers. Gingham I always think of country or picnics and things like that, and so I thought that was a perfect combination. So I've used the gingham papers in the back, and they come in 5 colours. So we've got berry burst, blueberry bushel, we've got the pecan pie, lemon lime twist, and then we have the pretty peacock as well, that lovely peacock blue. And then we've used the Scallop Contours dies to cut this panel out, and then I've added the trees, stamped and punched out the truck. Same with this one, and I'll show you how to line up the contents of the truck. You could also stamp them and fussy cut them out if you wanted to. And then just a little bit of background, either with the ground or with the sky or a combination of both, and we're just going to layer those together. It is really cute. So let's get cracking. What I want to do is find the piece of paper that I had ready and just show you the stamping of the truck. So it was here literally a second ago. It's because I buried it. There we go. So I'm just going to show you the 2 variations of the truck, and really you can just do whichever you prefer or whatever you have the supplies for. So if you prefer to do blends and blend those things in, you can. If you prefer to stamp, then you can do that too. There's a little stamp for the wheels. I'm just going to pop that on there. Okay, so here's another variation that I did just on a circle. That's with the presents coloured in. You can see that or not. Like so. So it's very cute, and it doesn't have to be for Christmas either. Okay, I'm just going to use I'm going to use Pebbled Path and Berry Burst for my main colour combinations, and that's because I'm using the Berry Burst gingham. So let's first of all do a stamp and colour in. Okay, I'm not saying a word, Cat. Yes, the sunflowers with the brown gingham would definitely, yes, would look nice. So that's pecan pie and the sunflowers. That's cute. Okay, so if you just want to do some straightforward colouring in, so if you're a fan of colouring in, you can just literally stamp the outline like so. No, I'm not going to get too on there, am I? And colour in, and I'll do that colouring in a second. Now, I have found, because there's quite a bit of detail in here, getting it lined up, you need to be sort of right overhead. So I found the easiest thing to do is stamp the body of the truck first, and then stamp the outline around it. This might be a little bit too dark. Oh, that's okay. I probably didn't have it close enough for you to see, to be honest, Catherine. Okay, so there's the sort of infill, but can you see it's got no detail compared to this one, which has got like the steering wheel, and obviously it's got the outline here and the tyres and everything. Move that one out of the way. I need to take my glasses off, and then you can line this up a bit more accurately, I found. And what I'm doing is looking at the window, getting the window lined up like so. Now I'm not exactly over it, but hopefully. There we go. So you can see these white lines come just underneath the outline. And then to do this is the tyres, and what you want to make sure is that you let those relax. And I'll just use pebbled path again. And then for this one, I'm just looking for the centres, the two centres. And lining those up, like so. So that's the stamped one. Hopefully you can see that okay. And then you can do a combination. So for this one I could stamp the tyres, but I could also colour them in. I'm just going to stamp them for speed, and also because it's quite a small area, it's easier to stamp, I think, than colour, but that's just me. Right, let's just put that one away for a second. And then I've got light and dark berry burst pens. I know you don't normally see trucks of this colour. The pecan pie is great for a sort of country truck. Okay, so for this one I'm just going to use a little bit of dark on this front and behind here. And also if you use a very dark colour you lose a lot of that definition, so it's entirely up to you. Let's do a little bit across here in the dark and at the edge of that door. And I've been thinking it's a bit like the shops when we did the shopping one. Oh bless you, Kerry. So Kerry used the truck to add to a birthday card for her grandson last week. So yes, I've been trying to think of other sets that I've got that you could put things in the back. So I'm trying to think if I've got any small, small cats or dogs or other things that would be suitable. So I'm just going to do this fairly quickly. The other thing you can do with the punch is literally just punch out a truck with the wheels, and you can punch the window out, so I will show you that just quickly as well. There we go. I'm not doing a huge amount of blending here, it's quite a small area. There we go. And I guess you could, for the little Farm Fresh sign, you could stamp that and punch it out and put it on there, couldn't you? So you could definitely do that. Okay. And then I could do with just a light grey for that. Let's see what I can find quickly. I've got light crumb cake will do for the bumper and the front there. The steering wheel, and then you could do this in the center here. Okay, so two ways of filling those trucks in, and as I say, the third way is to just punch it out. So let me just grab a spare piece of card and show you how I can do that. I've got a piece here from last week. So if you wanted to just punch out the truck, you have the truck there, okay, and then you can put this back in, let's put it on a post-it note, and punch the window out. Let me grab that. So if you turn it upside down, let's get the angle right. Oh, it would have been better if I'd marked it really, wouldn't it? There we go. Like so. And then you could punch out 2 tires in black. Have I got any black just to hand? Almost certainly. There we go. So you could put those on there and you've got a different truck altogether without any stamping, or you could just stamp the outline. I think that's what I did before to make it easier. Stamp the outline and then punch it out. But if you were working with children, you could just literally punch out loads of different ones of these and they could draw the details on. So there's another variation of the truck. Okay, let's get back to our card. So we've got 2 of those, and then we're going to do our little scene. Oh right, yes, so put the post-it note on to make something reach down into the punch. Okay, and also if you've cut it too close in. So for our little scene, we've got a number of things. I'm just going to put a couple of trees on. So the tree comes as an outline and an infill. And let's grab this. This is the outline. Take our chalk off for a second. And I'm just going to use the same colours just for some speed. So this is from our Scallop Contours dies. Let's just put a couple of trees here. I'm not going to mask it off or anything. Just like that. And then I want to show you the tip for, so let's punch these out. Might help, mightn't it? So we're just going to line that up around the outside. Like so, just take your time. Like that, that's one. I'll punch the other and then you can decide which one we're going to use. So if we wanted this one to have sunflowers in, for example, I just need to make sure I'm clear of the trees. Let's grab the sunflowers, but they could be presents, could be the Christmas tree. There's a palm tree and a surfboard. Let's grab the sunflowers. And then there is an infill, or you can colour them in, again entirely your choice. So what I did in order to get the sunflowers in the right place, and I didn't want to fussy cut them, was I positioned my cut truck where I wanted it and then drew a very faint line in pencil. And that's going to be where I stamp my sunflowers, and then I can bring this back up, and because it's a faint line in pencil I could either move it up, I could rub that out, or I think it would be covered by my sunflowers anyway. Let's just use pebbled path again. There we go. So I'm just going to stamp my sunflowers, so the bottom of those, oh, that wasn't very good, was it? The bottom of those is on my little line. Obviously wasn't pressing very hard in the right places. Right, so if I can line this back up. There we go, got away with that. Not perfect, but it will do the job. And then you can either colour the sunflowers in, but there is a cute little set here of 4 flowers that you could use. If I've just got pens to hand, I'll just use those really quickly. This is Light Daffodil Delight. Do with being a bit darker, really. I hope you can hear me okay, because I've changed my microphone accidentally this morning, because when I did my live on Thursday, I went out afterwards with my microphone on because it's pinned to my dress, and so when I got in I thought, oh, I'll put that somewhere safe, and it's not where it should be. So I'm hoping you can hear me okay. Oh good. Right, let's just stamp the infills for the trees while I'm there. And again, your choice. You can either stamp or colour in. I've got a bit of garden green here. That will do for my trees. And I found lining up the 3 sort of centre branches was my best bet. Two, like so. And I used to use a bit of crumb cake for that. There we go. Right, so one of my trucks, whichever one we choose, is going to go along there, and I'm going to have sentiment across the top. So I'm just going to do a little bit of blending. Just going to use a blue blending brush, which has probably got plenty on it from Coffee and Card on Friday. Yep, as you can see. So just adding that little bit in there. Sorry if that makes you feel a bit queasy. Okay, and then I'm going to use the little bit of road. So there's so many useful little bits in this stamp set that you can use for other things. So this is a little bit of sort of road or path. Just going to pop here, like so. Let's turn it round. Okay, and finally I'm going to add a sentiment. So let's do sending you sunny thoughts. Here's this one here. So I'm looking forward to Coffee and Card this afternoon in Toaster, and then we're back in Brackley tomorrow. Oh, that's not very straight. I can see it's curved. So what I want to do is just let it relax and then put the thing on. It's better. Still bending a little bit, but I'll get away with it, hopefully. Sending you sunny thoughts. And then our final thing is to pop our truck on. Which one are we going to have? Maybe my coloured one. I'm going to pop that on with dimensionals. Put one in the middle there. And 3. So this is our featured stamp set of the week. So remember, if you purchase the stamp set of the week during the week that I'm demonstrating, so any time now up till Sunday, then I'll send you the components for all of the cards that I make during the week. Just going to add a little bit of this green in here. Oh, thanks Kat. She says she still hasn't found stuff from 10 years ago. Yeah, I have got better, but I was in the middle of sorting out a whole load of retired stuff, and so things aren't exactly where they should be at the minute. Okay, there we go. So that's going to go onto our card and envelope. So I've got my gingham. I prefer the smaller one for this just because of the size relative to the truck, and that's going to go onto a white card. Let's just fold that over. Look for a bone folder that's buried. So I'm very excited that we've got our card class tomorrow. And our class in a box will go out tomorrow as well. So there is a competition running on this page to guess how many die cuts we have for the class. And if it helps you, so this is the total number that we've cut for the class, excluding any spares. Now if it helps you, there's 21 people that are taking the class, either in person or online. So if that gives you an idea on numbers, if you've already submitted one, you're welcome to edit it and change. But, oh, I meant to put this on dimensionals, never mind. Okay, so this is going to go onto there. Like so. Sending you sunny thoughts, and I could pop our little truck on the front. Let's just grab the road, and we're done. Oh, Catherine's lost her bone folder. Oh, bless you. I wonder if it's in a stamp set or tucked up with something. There's my ground. Yep, just fit on that. Oh, Cat's in Costa with coffee. How very sensible, Cat. Very sensible indeed. Okay, I'm going to pop this on here. Thanks, Jeanette. You take care. And oh, let's stamp the tyres. Like so. So again, just lining up those circles in the middle I found is the easiest. And I am going to colour that in but I'm going to pop a piece of card in so that when I colour it doesn't go through to the back. If you're doing a small area you don't need to worry, and really it's got to go through 2 layers. Oh, well that's handy, isn't it? If he likes coffee shops, Kat, you're well placed, aren't you? That is good. Okay, so this is the end of our demonstration for today, and this is our coffee and card design. So if you're local to Brackley, you can come and join us this afternoon in Toaster, which is just up the road, or tomorrow morning in Brackley. And then I'll be back live on Thursday evening with some stepped up versions and some additional versions I've done during the week. So I hope that will provide you with some inspiration. And I look forward to seeing some of you this afternoon. I'm not doing too much, as I said, with the shading. So I hope everybody has a nice week. Do let me know if you've got anything planned this week. I'm not sure what the weather is likely to do for the whole of the week. I haven't looked that far. I just know that I should have mown my lawn yesterday and I didn't. So just going over this. You could do it multicolours. You do it like a Land Rover, in that sort of Land Rover green. So there's a little window at the back there. There we go. Oh, Diane's waiting for her delivery. Is that due today, Diane? I've got one coming today. Thank you, Kerry. Appreciate that. Obviously, evening is doesn't always work for you. But thank you for your support. There we go. Cute. And let's do the bumper, front and back. And then you could add a little bit more ground here. There we go. So if you want a pink truck, there's your options. So the stamp set and the punch you can find in our online exclusives, and the stamp set is £22, the punch is £27, and then the bundle itself is discounted by 10% if you buy them together. So that's £50.25 for the stamp and the punch. So thank you so much, everyone. I look forward to hopefully seeing you either in person or online on Thursday. If you're watching on catch up, then thank you. I appreciate your support, and I look forward to showing you some more samples later in the week. Have a great day, everyone. Oh yes, there was a baby pink Barbie, and of course Barbie's the whole rage at the minute, isn't it? So yeah, good thought. I'm sure there's lots of other colour combinations that mean something to people. So thank you so much, everyone. Do take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to crafting with you really soon. Bye for now. Time for coffee.